Family, what's going on? Welcome to the Awareness Channel. My name is TC. So, tonight I'm gonna talk about something a little bit more personal, I guess. You know, and I learned a lot this last time out, this last marriage, this last 14 years, and it taught me some hard lessons these last 14 years. You feel me? Um, I don't want to talk about anger. I don't want to talk about blame because I'm no longer angry. And the pain is pretty much subsided too. But you know what I feel mostly? I feel disappointment. I feel disappointment. Why do you feel disappointment? I feel disappointment because I had so much hope for this one. You feel me? I believe we was I really did. I believed we were building something special. I believe that we worked hard and we did. We got there. We did. We got there. We was in control of almost $750,000 worth of property, and that's poor man rich right there. We was doing well. We was on track to get more, but I couldn't get her to listen to me after a while. But I digress from that point. I digress from that point. But I don't want to make this video about the fucking divorce from that. I really don't. I don't want to make it because it's my third divorce. You dig me? It's my third divorce. And I used to say all the time to her, I've been married 3 times, but I've only had one wife. I used to say that shit all the time. I thought I was saying something, you know, sweet to her about how she carried out her wifely duties. Because, before I get into what, the meat of this and the points I really want to make, I'm going to tell you this. There was the time that I came home from work when we were still in upstate New York, right? Before she started working and everything. First couple of weeks she was here. She was just that. She was a wife on damn steroids. I don't know if she was trying to impress me. Like, what my previous girlfriend gave me with in the form of sex, she gave me in the form of taking care of wifely duties and being responsible and sex and all of that. I came home one day and she had totally and completely remade the house. It was absolutely stunning in there. I couldn't believe it. It was beautiful. So yeah, my first wives, one of them was okay at decorating. The other one I had to decorate. But this woman right here, and she had the cooking, and she made whole Caribbean meals for me. First couple of weeks, and like I said, she was locking me in, or I was locking her in. Either way, I knew I had to keep her. Because, when she came to Syracuse, we had been talking for 8, 9 months. It wasn't like she had, you know, just got there and shit. I call it a reverse passport move. I used her passport to bring her to me, but I digress. Anyway, um, rather than make this, like I said, I ain't gonna make this about the divorce. I'm gonna make this about some of the lessons I learned during that 14-year period of being married to this woman. Or for that matter, these 14 points could be used for you as you move forward and, maybe they'll help you make a better choice. Anyway, number one, marry somebody who shares your long-term vision, right? Marry somebody who sees your vision, your long-term vision. What is your long-term vision? To gather wealth or to gather property so that you and I can have a better life and a comfortable life. That's it. That is it. Not to get rich, You know what I mean? You can get hood rich, but they ain't really rich because we did hit that, like I said earlier. But marry somebody shares that vision. Um, I learned also that number two, I learned also that people do change. Now, we got married. I was in my early 50s. She was in her middle 40s. But in that 15-year time span, she did change. I didn't change. I know I didn't change because here I am right now doing the same thing now as I was doing then. She changed. She got totally and completely Americanized and commercialized. Yes, she did. She'll tell you she didn't, but she did. Number three, don't ignore small differences. You dig me? We had little differences here and there. We ignored them, but eventually, you know what I mean. We had little conversations that we should have had, but we didn't have, and eventually those things tend to snowball. So don't ignore small fucking differences. They, you know. Number four, I learned build together, stay individually strong. Marriage is a partnership, right? It is. But each person got to continue growing as an individual. A man sometimes wrap himself up into his woman and quit growing. Sometimes he just fall into a rhythm and be like, okay, all I got to do is keep baby happy and I'm good. I could go in here and play my game or, watch my game or smoke my cigars in my man cave, get up tomorrow and do it again. Any problem needs solving, daddy's solving. Blah, 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 blah. But the woman, she got some other shit going sometimes. And sometimes them plans that she be having include getting rid of your motherfucking ass. But either way, she looking at it like she growing as an individual. So there's that. But build together and stay strong as an individual, your own self. Have your own goddamn hobbies and things that you like to do. Don't wrap yourself up in another person. Number five, trust actions more than words. Everybody knows you got to actions speak louder than words. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows don't believe nothing they say. Believe what the fuck they do. Because people show you who they are over time. You just got to believe them. Number six, financial success does not solve relationship problems. Because we stopped having a money problem probably 3 years in. About 3 years in, we stopped having a money problem. Okay? Then the relationship needed attention. You know what I mean? Like I said, the little conversations that we didn't have and stuff like that. But because money don't replace an emotional connection. You dig me? Money don't replace an emotional connection. Number seven, keep your own identity. Never lose yourself trying to make somebody else happy. Because that can happen too. All you doing is trying to make her happy. Every fucking thought you have is she gonna approve of it? Man, listen. I got to a point where I told my wife as little uh, I told her I talked to her as only when I needed to for that day. You feel me? I told her as little as possible about certain things. Anyway, uh, number eight, difficult conversations are acts of love. Now I'm gonna tell you something. In those 14 years, when we did sit down and have difficult conversations, for the next couple of weeks we was golden. You feel me? That's why the divorce hit so fucking hard because we had just had one of those conversations, and then the motherfucker, yeah. But difficult conversations that you avoid, they become problems that you're gonna eventually have to face. But hard conversations, that's an act of love. That's number eight. I've learned that. Number nine, Prepare for life even when things are good. Hope for the best, but plan wisely. You dig me? That applies to finances, careers, and relationships. Because trust and believe, that's what your old lady's doing. That's what your wife is doing. She's planning. She, even when things are going good. And number 10, healing doesn't mean bitterness. I mean, divorce, it really doesn't define your life, and who you are. You can learn, you can heal, you can grow. You can still believe in and love people. But at this stage in my life, I'm going to have to go ahead and choose myself over anybody else. And choosing myself means choosing my fucking peace. You dig me? But if you're happily married, protect what you built. If you're struggling, have the conversations that you've been avoiding. For real, though. Sit down and talk about the shit. And if you rebuilding after a relationship ended, if you're at where I'm at, if you sitting in this situation, just know this: life isn't over. Sometimes the next chapter is the one you're going to be remembered for. I always say the best thing to happen to me hasn't happened to me yet. Thanks for coming by and listening to me talk my shit. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so that you know when I'm about to do this again. TC, and I'm out. Peace.